A very good morning and good afternoon to people over there. That's how we are looking at it. Today's topic for presentation is IoT adoption challenges for small and medium scale enterprises. Uh, we have looked at a new series of understanding Internet of Things adoptions. Basically, we are trying to look at in this particular paper from the point of view of the challenges which the SMEs face in adoption of this technology in this. This manuscript has been prepared with my colleagues. There is Dr. Prayag and Professor Padma Dandannavar from the GIT, Gogte Institute of Technology, and Mr. Prayag from KLE, Technological Institute over there from Belgaum. So this presentation would consist of understanding from the point of view of IoT adoptions as such. Let's look at the aspect of the challenges what they face over there. Okay, so if you look at the basic aspect of understanding this, smart technologies are there. Okay, they are really making sense for the companies, okay, or in the manufacturing over there, where they are able to get networked with the machines over there, and their dedicated activities over there connected, and ultimately it gives a lot of customization in production process. Hence, the performance of the manufacturing definitely increases with this smart manufacturing process. So if you look at it, the advantages of this, this improves the productivity of manufacturing, which is a very important aspect for any organization as such. So if you have to look at it saying that how to improve the productivity, today people are using the word called as the smart manufacturing as such. Okay, so looking at this, there's one technology which is looking into it, telling that we need to get connected, especially in the manufacturing in small and medium scale industries, the Internet of Things, which is also called as IoT. Okay, but this IoT to get realized to full potential over there, two aspects are required. One is managerial capability and manufacturing capability. The first part is how well versed are people with the managerial capability of managing this technology. We do get a lot of technologies, but unless until the managerial capabilities are not there, we do feel that the complete potential of the technology, which has to be dedicated or given justice to the manufacturing capability, might get somewhere deviated as such. So one of the most common factor that we realize over there is that SMEs invest a lot of money in this kind of technologies over there. So it's very important for the companies, especially to look at it from the perspective of managerial capability as such. So this study looks at how the role of managerial capabilities are linked to the manufacturing capability in successful implementation of IoT in the small and medium scale industries as such. So with this basic background, we looked at around 5 objectives of this study over there. Does IoT implementation gives flexibility in manufacturing? Does it reduce the cost? Does it improve the productivity? Does it enhance the quality over there? And ultimately, does it reduce delivery of delivery? That is basically from the supply chain point of view in the manufacturing order. So keeping the backdrop of managerial capability, we blended with the aspect of flexibility in manufacturing, cost of reduction, productivity improved, quality, and ultimately the delivery of the products should be effective as such. So that's how we looked at it from this objectives as such. We looked at managerial capability for our studies from 4 aspects over there. One is how good the individuals are good in monitoring the things, how good they are in with the IoT controlling the things, how good they are in terms of optimization, and lastly how good they are with the autonomy over there. So these are the 4 managerial capability which were blended with the study objectives and the backdrop of the study over there. Okay. So to understand this, we used experimental research design, okay, that was been taken into consideration, wherein we collected the data for the companies who have implemented IoT in small and medium scale industries. Okay. And we selected Belgaum. Reason for that is Belgaum is a foundry industry hub over there, wherein we find a lot of companies have taken initiations of implementing these new technologies over there. And most of them are in the infant stage, so they are working very hard to make it successful over there. So considering this particular aspect, we said that why not understand it from these SMEs and try to look at it. So the research design was basically from the understanding as to how we look at adoption of IoT in SME in manufacturing over there. And the study area was from the Belgaum over there. Okay, and the data is collected and tried to use. We used the pair sample t test. Okay, which to understand the difference between the observed variations over there and so on. Okay, now to further, the profile included employees. Okay, because when we speak the word called as managerial over there, employees are very important as such. Okay, so we looked at it as to how we look as an organization. So the organizations which were with the higher employees, okay, 100 to 150, okay, there are 15 over there. Okay, that formed a larger jump because we said we want people who are more involved, okay, in this kind of event. So there are 15. So in all, there are 22 companies which participated, okay, in this. A good point over there is that with a larger workforce, this technology is getting implemented over there. So that is a good sign telling that companies with larger production capability, SMEs over there, they want to implement this kind of. So that's a good sign from the point of view of the production process as such. Okay. Next one, when we looked at our results over there, we find something very interesting findings to this. Okay. First one, we find that operational performance in manufacturing with IoT with relation to the managerial capability have shown a positive relation. That means people, the managerial capability are significantly correlated with the operational performance. So the employees have the right managerial skills to do the operational performance over there. However, they at times feels this technology controls them. Okay, and that's where we find that they get dependent too much on the technology as such. So they indicate something called as autonomy related has shown a negative when it comes to managerial capability. Of course, as this is a new technology, the new aspects are happening. So over a period of time, they will get into it. But at this point of time, they do feel that they are dependent on a lot of technocrats and the companies who are implementing this. So there's the thing what they really mention over there. But when it comes to the information flow or looking at optimizing the information, okay, through this technology, it has shown a positive sign over there. But again, they indicate with the word autonomy over there, they have got some aspects as such. Okay. With this, when we say performance or the flow of this is good over there, we find manufacturing process, okay, has also improved over there. Monitoring, okay, that's where you find again a negative relationship. That means there's still a lot of managerial capabilities as to how to monitor over there. Okay, this particular aspect, okay, monitoring aspects of how to look at it in terms of managing, controlling, and autonomy over there. So when we combine monitoring, controlling, autonomy, we do find there is some challenge with that. Okay, so that has ultimately hit on one thing which the companies have to look at it, that is optimization over there. Okay, and decision making. So IoT gives a lot of information, but managers need to be trained in terms of understanding the aspect of optimization and decision making using the data of the IoT over there. So there is something which is looking at it, and ultimately it is getting into something called as controls have to be understood as such. Further, the results of it, when we look at it, we do find that overall it is in the initial stage. Right now, the cost and flexibility are not showing a positive sign. Maybe over a period of time, they'll be able to show much better results, because the companies whom we looked at it, they are in the time of adoptions of it. So during this process, probably we find that a lot of technical things are getting implemented, and IoTs and technology will take some more time to mature and get into it particular thing. So that's where you find the results are somewhere negative as such. When you show that of autonomy of this, of improving the productivity or delivery of it, they do feel it makes sense as a such. So that's how the results are there. So when you look at from the point of discussion over there, we find it enhances the decision making, but however, they require still more training on terms of how to use this data over there. Okay, so that is that. Okay, very few require or their attention to complete implementation of it. There's a better flow of information, so that's a good sign. Okay, therefore the research question with regard to application of IoT capability indicates moderate type of relationship. Okay, and requires more development in the flow of information, enhance operational performance. That means maybe due to a lot of factors which they look at it. Okay, needs to improve achieving the objective of implementing SMEs, even though there is moderately effective, indicates that SMEs need to develop managerial capability for effective management of IoT. Another very important thing is that we find in terms of success of it. Okay, many of the companies really are implementing because they feel that it making sense, but still a more deeper study is needed by these companies as to in which specific area of manufacturing they would like to implement this particular aspect as such. So that's another point when we look at. Okay, ultimately, as a conclusion, we find that IoT for improving the manufacturing, it is making sense. Okay, but still more deeper studies are needed to understand the factors of IoT and its implementations as such. So still more studies would give a lot of inputs and information for this particular aspect as such. Okay, so overall we find it is effective, but there are some areas where we need to look at it in terms of building implementation of IoT in this. Okay, and that would give a lot of better benefits to the companies as such. Okay. So with this, we'd like to thank the organizers for giving us an opportunity to share our thoughts, okay, and our manuscript. Okay, I would like to also thank the organizers for organizing it very professionally, this particular conference over there. Right from the day one, we are looking from the paper submissions to the process till the video recording over there. It is very well organized. Congratulations to the team for doing an excellent job for this particular aspect over there. Okay, with this, we end our presentation. We are open for the questions and answers over there. Okay, thank you.